All right, y'all. This is Terrence Evans. This is my first video on my podcast. I'm going to be doing some basketball reviews, some opinionated reviews, just some stuff telling y'all. This first episode is just about kind of myself, and I'm gonna get in a little bit about my favorite players because the first episode I want to let y'all know a little bit about myself. I was born in Rochester, New York. I've been living in Charlotte since 2008. I went to Indialand High School. I went there I graduated in 2017. I've been here at the Carolina School of Broadcasting since September. I love it since I've been here. I mean, it's open doors. Clearly, you see, I have a lot more experience now and know exactly what I want to do. So yeah, I want to get into a little bit about my favorite player, which is most of y'all know, most of my friends know, Kevin Durant. I just want to get into a little bit of why, how, and when he became my favorite player. I fell in love with basketball probably whenever I was 9 or 10. Loved playing basketball. I played basketball in high school, but I realized reality hit at a very young age that I'm not gonna be able to do this professionally, but still love sports. So I wanted to do it in a different way. So I just love the game. I love the NBA. I love sports in general. I love watching football as well, but basketball is always my first love. Never played football just because of my mom. My mom was too scared to let me play, so I ran track and played basketball in high school. But going back to Kevin Durant, honestly, my favorite player because of where he came from and what he's had to deal with throughout his career. Because I'm not on a superstar professional athlete level in life, but some of the same things that he's gone through, narrative things and people just talking, I can sit here and relate. He's from Washington, D.C., came from, a very poverty part of Washington, D.C., very poor part. His mom and his brother, he had a single mom. His mom was always taking care of him, and his brother. He was a top recruit in high school, very good basketball player in high school. He could have gone to any school in the country that he wanted to for basketball, any college that he wanted to, but he chose Texas University. And I'm not going to get into why he chose that. That's not my business to tell. But I just want to get into how he performed. I mean, he's my favorite player because, as a freshman, he only played there for 1 year. Went there for 1 year. He traveled and he became ACC Freshman of the Year, the only freshman to do that. Highest scoring average in college, 25 points a game, average 11 rebounds. Was obviously going to be a top draft pick, but also, like I'm saying, he was always number 2. He went number 2 in the draft to Greg Oden. Greg Oden went to Portland, and Seattle Supersonics drafted Kevin Durant at number 2. But he didn't let that, obviously he had a chip on his shoulder about that, but he didn't let that discourage him or anything. Got to the NBA, won Rookie of the Year. As a 20-year-old, I know for sure he's the youngest player to ever become part of the 50-40-90 club. And for those of you that don't know what that is shooting 50% from the field, which is 50% in all shots in general, 40% from three, at least 40% or higher from the three-point line, and then 90% from the free throw line, which is impeccable for anybody to do, but he did that as a 20-year-old, which is the youngest player to ever do that. And there's only 9 other players in the history of the NBA to do that. And there's only 2 other players in the history of the NBA to average 20 points while doing that. So Larry Bird and Dirk Nowitzki are the only 2 players that have done that and averaged 20 points. So I want to get into a little bit more. He's a 4-time scoring champion. That right there says a bunch. LeBron, LeBron is one of my favorite players as well, and I consider him the greatest player of all time, but LeBron only has 1 scoring title. KD has an MVP. He has 2 finals MVPs. He has 2 NBA championships and 2 All-Star MVPs. He has probably at least 11 All-Star appearances, But the thing about that is, everybody has their own narratives, and ever since when Kevin when he left Oklahoma City and went to Golden State, that was when the backlash started. The slander started. He can't win on his own. He's a sellout. He's a snake. All this stuff. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I support that move, but he did what was best for him to win. And it's not like he went and averaged 10, 11 points. He went and performed at a very high level. He averaged 32 points in the finals the first year, won Finals MVP, averaged 30 points second year in the finals, another Finals MVP, back-to-back Finals MVP, back-to-back champions. Went to the team that he went to had the best record of all time, beat the 92 Bulls record at 72-9. Went there with the best team of all time and performed the best out of all of them. So I don't know why the slander is always so crazy, but this whole Larry Bird is better than him, and that's a shout out to my boy Jay Carter that thinks that nonsense. No. If LeBron couldn't stop KD in the finals, what makes you think Larry Bird could stop him in the finals? I mean, are we saying Larry Bird is better than LeBron too? And the slander is just insane. And I can sit here and say that Kevin Durant is my favorite player because of the I could say the trials and tribulations that he had to go to while he was in Golden State. Because while I was in high school, I mean, it was always people putting out narratives about my name. Terrence this, Terrence that. And, whenever I was a sophomore, junior year, just like KD was younger in the NBA when he cared about what people were saying about him, I mean, I was just like, why are people talking so much? But as I got older, as like junior year to now, I'm 21 years old, I don't care. I mean, you can say whatever you want about me. And I love that he's gotten to that point. Like, he does not care. He doesn't care. You can say whatever you want about him. He knows himself, and he knows what he brings to the table. He knows his greatness, and I love that about him. And also, just his competitive level. I mean, I feel like I said, LeBron, in my opinion, is the greatest player to ever touch a basketball. But on the other hand, Kevin Durant is his greatest competition he's ever had to play against. That says numbers. That's numbers right there. So we do the whole, Larry Bird, Kevin Durant thing. Can't even compare. To me, in my opinion, you can't even compare. It's not even. Yeah, Larry Bird won 4 rings, but I mean, the NBA is different. Basketball is different. The game has evolved. Players are better. Kevin Durant's a 7-foot point guard. I mean, he could shoot the three better than most people in the NBA. He's a sniper, you know what I'm saying? He gets to his spots. He can shoot over anybody because he's 7 feet. He's got a 7'6", 7'7" wingspan. Block shots. He plays defense. He can create. He can, obviously, we've seen him dribble before. I mean, we know he's got the whole handle package. He's got the whole bag. And I just love what he brings to the table. And with Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson, I mean, clearly, best 72-9 team of all time. I mean, they lost against LeBron that year. LeBron came back 3-1 in 2016. But the next year, in the offseason, they went and recruited him. So, I mean, that says a lot right there. Like, the best team record of all time next season, they go and get the second best player in the NBA at the time. They wanted him. They went to his hotel room, went to go get him, you know what I'm saying? So, for the people that have all this KD slander, it needs to stop because this dude is a generational talent. We've never seen anybody play like him. No build like him. He's competitive. I mean, you want an MVP with Russ? You know what I'm saying? And shout out to my boy Jordan also. I'm giving Russ a little bit of credit too. A lot of people slander Russ's name as well, but KD won a MVP alongside of him, and Paul George had his best season of his career and was an MVP candidate alongside of Russell Westbrook. So we can't sit here and slander his name either. But with that being said, just a little intro video. I got a lot more content coming for y'all, so stay tuned. Thank you guys for tuning in.